Star Trek Picard was a thrilling journey that brought back one of the most beloved characters in sci-fi history. The third and final season ended with a cliffhanger that has left fans craving for more. But will there be a sequel series that follows the adventures of Picard and his crew in the 25th century? Well, one of the people who might have the answer is Akiva Goldsman, the co-creator and co-showrunner of Star Trek Picard. He recently revealed his support for a spin-off idea called Star Trek Legacy, which would continue the story of Picard and his allies. He praised the work of Terry Matalas, the showrunner of Season 3, and said he signed the petition for Star Trek Legacy. Now, the petition that he is talking about has already gathered more than 60,000 signatures from fans who want to see more of Picard and his legacy. So this is a huge sign of interest that could convince CBS to greenlight the project. But allow us to show you the real reasons why Star Trek Legacy isn't happening. Do you know what Star Trek Legacy is all about? No one really knows how they came up with the name Legacy. The third season of Picard brought back the main crew of Star Trek The Next Generation, which ran from 1987 to 1994 for one last epic adventure. The crew, which includes Patrick Stewart as Jean-Luc Picard, Jonathan Frakes as William Riker, Brent Spiner as Data, LeVar Burton as Geordi LaForge, Gates McFadden as Beverly Crusher, Marina Sirtis as Deanna Troi, and Michael Dorn as Worf are the legacy of Star Trek. But there's also another meaning to the word. It's the kids of those characters who we meet in Picard Season 3. They are Jack Crusher, Ed Spielers, Sidney LaForge, Ashley Sharp-Chestnut, and Alondra LaForge, Micah Burton, who is actually LeVar's daughter in real life. Timeline-wise, Legacy would be set after Picard, about 25 years after Next Gen. The end of Season 3 of Picard jumped ahead a year to set up the new show. We have got Captain 7 and 9 running the Enterprise G now, with Jack Crusher serving on the ship as a counselor, even though he has shown that he can kick butt as a pilot and engineer too. So, Legacy would have picked up with 7 and Jack leading the new Enterprise crew, carrying on the legacy of Picard, Riker, and the rest of the OG gang. We've got a new generation stepping up, but still keeping ties to the past. Pretty slick way to move the Trek story forward while giving a nod to the classics. So who could star in Star Trek Legacy? Alright, for the Enterprise G crew, we would have Captain 7 and 9 running the show, Rafi Mussaker as First Officer bringing the sass, Jack Crusher holding it down as counselor but also a boss pilot and engineer, Sidney LaForge rocking it at the helm, newbies Esmar and Murrah covering communications and tactics. We could also see Alondra LaForge come aboard as a lieutenant, and don't forget Kestra, Riker, and Troy's kid who is at the academy. The Next Gen gang could totally pop in for cameos since they are still kicking. I mean, how funny would it be if Jack got a care package from his parents, Admirals Picard and Crusher? And even though he did die, Captain Liam Shaw could have come back somehow. I mean, the dude gave his life in a blaze of glory. So we have got the old school mixing with the new, keeping the legacy alive. There are a lot of possibilities for some fresh and familiar faces on the Enterprise G. Now, the fans were psyched to get Terry Matalas as the head honcho writing and running Picard Season 3, and there is a good reason why. The dude is a straight-up Trek veteran who lent his skills to Voyager, Deep Space Nine, and Enterprise back in the day. And with Picard's third season, he totally nailed it. Most Trekkies think it's the best season yet. He masterfully wove together the legacy of TNG, DS9, and Voyager in a way that thrilled longtime fans. The guy just gets Trek and knows how to deliver an epic adventure. He brought back the ONG TNG crew, but also pulled in characters like 709 and Tuvok seamlessly. It's like a nostalgic trip down memory lane, but also looking ahead. Terry has the skills to boldly take Trek into the future while respecting the past. No wonder fans rallied for him to take the reins. The dude deserves some major props for knocking Picard Season 3 out of the park. Hopefully, the execs at Paramount will keep tapping this talented showrunner for more Trek glory. He just gets what fans love about this universe. Dude, Matalas left Picard with a killer cliffhanger. Q shows up and tells Jack the real trial of humanity is just starting. So that leaves lots of juicy plot potential for Legacy that they could have explored. Jack's gotta have some demons after wiping out the Borg and causing major damage to Starfleet. And who knows what other sketchy stuff he did as a smuggler back in the day. We could also see Seven and Rafi's rocky romance develop, and the sparks between Sydney and Jack turn into a real relationship. Maybe Q could put Jack through more tests, or we could have even seen the consequences of his past catching up with him. Or new threats emerge that challenge the Enterprise crew. With Q in the cliffhanger, anything is possible. The possibilities are wide open for where Legacy could take the story, but with characters that we love and high stakes, I'm betting it would deliver a thrilling new adventure while honoring Trek's legacy. What plotlines would you want to see? So even though fans are mega hyped for a Legacy spinoff after Picard, creator Terry Matalas threw some cold water on it. He told SFX magazine that while it'd be rad to keep exploring the TNG world, Paramount Plus already has a full plate of Trek, saying these shows are pricey to make. With Strange New Worlds and the Starfleet Academy joint already rolling, Paramount's got their hands full. Unless fans can convince them otherwise, they don't see a financial reason to greenlight a third series right now. Terry first shared his idea for Star Trek Legacy on Twitter shortly after Picard's series finale. He said that it would be a show that would explore the last generation and the next, but he didn't give any more details about the plot or the characters. The fans loved the idea and started to campaign for Paramount to make it happen. However, Terry later clarified that Star Trek Legacy was not a real project, just a dream of his. He said that there was nothing in development at Paramount and that his tweet was just a way of expressing his wish, saying, "Let me be clear, there is nothing in development at Paramount. Again, I need to be clear on this. This is just a pie-in-the-sky wish on my part. There is nothing in development." Picard was a sequel to Star Trek Nemesis, the last movie featuring the TNG cast. It follows the adventures of Jean-Luc Picard, played by Patrick Stewart, as he comes out of retirement to help an old friend and face a new threat. The show also reunites many of the TNG characters such as Riker, Troy, Data, 7 and 9, and more. The show has been praised by fans and critics alike for giving a satisfying conclusion to many of the TNG stories that were left unresolved by Nemesis. Picard Season 3 was the final season of the show, which left many fans wondering if they would ever see the TNG cast again. Patrick Stewart himself said that he was not ready to say goodbye to his character and his friends, saying, "I've had some fallings out with some of our people because they look on this as a closure that is coming up and I don't." However, as of now, there are no plans to bring back the Next Generation in any form.
I need you. All of you.
We're with you. Always.
Engage.